Hey hustlers, welcome back to another episode on Ingrid Project. I am really excited to record this episode today because I will be telling you about how I turned my dead-end internship into my first six-figure income job. So let's go ahead and dive right into it. So surprise, surprise, I was getting ready to graduate college, and the summer before, I started doing an internship. Now, this was a full-time internship that I was super excited for. I was really enjoying it and had even moved into the city to pursue this role. Now, while I was there, I did a few things that really helped me later on, and I'm going to share those tips with you. However, one of the biggest disappointments was that I later found out in my internship that I wasn't going to be receiving a full-time offer. So I want to tell you how I stood out in this internship and how I used everything that I had during that internship to help me land my next role. So let's go ahead and talk about it. When I started my internship, one of the main things that I started doing was I started networking with people in the internship. Now, this was something outside of my program. It wasn't something that they required us to do, but I wanted to have more information. And this is important for you to do no matter where you are, whether it's an internship, a new grad role, or even just somewhere in your career. Take the time to get to know people. One of the things I did, of course, still being in college, was I wasn't quite sure what I wanted to do yet. And that's a little bit embarrassing because I was about to graduate within the next semester and I wasn't quite sure what I wanted to do. All I knew is that I liked working for multinational companies and I liked having a business focus. So I started meeting with people in the company that I thought had interesting roles. One of the people that I met with was a project manager. She told me more about her role, how she fell into it, what kind of jobs she had had before, and it really sparked my interest. As I started doing more research, I realized that that's what I wanted to do. But I met with other people in the company also. I met with HR, people in finance. I even ended up meeting with a VP just to understand if I would ever be interested in climbing the corporate ladder. And maybe I'll talk about that in another video. But let me tell you a little bit of what I did after I found out that I had a dead-end internship to land the opportunity of a lifetime. Aside from networking, I also made sure to talk with recruiters. I even talked to a recruiter inside the company I was interning. I asked him to review my resume, my cover letter, and I asked them if they could tell me where they thought I shined, my strengths, my weaknesses, and if they had any recommendations for me in terms of role searching. One of the key things that the recruiter shared with me at the time, and this was before I found out my internship wasn't going to be turning into a full-time role, she told me, Ingrid, don't put all your eggs in one basket. Now, at the time, I was completely betting on receiving a full-time offer from my internship, and I wasn't really looking for a role outside of my internship. I am so glad I received this advice and really soaked it in because I ended up not receiving an offer. So what I did was I started really networking, not just with that recruiter, but I started taking it a little bit more seriously, going to university events, career fairs, really sprucing up my LinkedIn, working with my career services site on campus, and making sure all my things were up to date in my university portal, including Handshake, which you may use at your university, or you may have another in-house service to help you find roles. Something that I also did during that time that helped me a lot, that could help you, was looking specifically at new grad roles or new graduate roles. I would do searches and find out around me what companies were offering roles that were entry level specifically for folks that were just graduating college. That helped me a lot. And the last thing that I did was really asking for career advice. I asked for career advice. I started networking with people who had project management roles in different companies. And I started asking them what career advice they had for me. What they did early in their career to stand out and to land a role. But one of the best advices that I received, or just feedback, was actually from someone close to me at the time. I was expressing to them my frustration about how I had a dead-end internship and I was really struggling to find a role. And they told me this. They said, Ingrid, you're a fish inside a bowl of sharks. You need to become a shark. And the reason you're not a shark is because you don't have a network. And at first I was upset, but I really sat down in that discomfort and I realized that they were right. I had no network. I only knew a few people, but I didn't really have connections and people that could tell me about roles that were out there then that I could apply to. So I made it my business to network my ass off. And in doing that, I landed my first six-figure role right out of college. If you're interested in learning about how I did that, watch the next video. And I'm going to delve deeper into how I completely networked and became a total savage in a few weeks to land a six-figure role, all the way from North Carolina. Thank you for being here. If you enjoy this type of content, please give me a like, a subscribe, find me on Instagram at Ingrid_project, and comment below what's the best career advice that you've received or what you'd like for me to talk about next. I'm really excited for this season in particular to teach you and show you and storytell all of these different experiences in my life that have really helped me get to the next level. And I'm sharing it with you because I think a lot of people don't talk about it enough. They're not vulnerable enough and they're not willing to share the secrets. But I don't have any. We're not gatekeeping here. So if you're ready to hustle, go ahead and start watching this season. Thank you so much. See you soon.